Let's do a broodmare bump date. Foaling season's a mere couple months away, honestly. Like, we're gonna be on foal watch at Christmas. Not that we want that to happen. We want them all to wait till after January 1st, but our first mare, Erlene, is due January 16th. We are not far off. Today is November 5th. So, we do this on TikTok and Facebook periodically, just about once a month, and I figured we needed to do a longer version on YouTube where we measure out all of the broodmares' bellies. There's 8 of them. We'll kind of get a side view and a front view, and then we're probably gonna do this again in the next month to 6 weeks. So let's get at it with our first mare due, Erlene. Also, I do want to say, I understand that it's November. I'm not trying to jump the gun and pass Thanksgiving and go to Christmas, but I just got our new Christmas merch. That's why I had to be repping right now. So, just throwing it out there, katiemanslife.net. So Nate, I don't know if you want to go ahead and get a little, we're putting her in the light. We'll get a little side shot, a little back shot. This is Erlene's first baby. So a lot of times they don't get quite as big. Look how good she looks. Oh my goodness. Erlene. So she is my 7-year-old mare. She herself was a show horse until she sustained an injury on her back right foot. She was absolutely amazing. She was top 3 at the Congress multiple times, top 3 at the NSBA World Show, all based on her movement. She's awesome. So she is bred to my stud VS Code Red, due January 16th. Let's get a little shot of her belly and then we'll measure. All right, Miss Erlene, let's see how big you are. Now, like I said, we do these periodically on my social media, like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and things like that. So we've been doing them up to this point. We've done like 3 or 4. So if you want to go see all of those, you can. But here, this is our starting date. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna try to get like the biggest point. Miss Erlene is 80, depending on when she's breathing, 88 inches around. Okay, we got to keep up with that for the next time. 88 inches. Big girl. So she is who will be most likely on foal watch for first. But honestly, with the way the dates work and how I know the other mares, there could be 4 babies in January. Let's look at Kennedy next. So a little bit about Kennedy while she is getting her out. So Kennedy is my newest broodmare. She is due 2nd, January 29th, I believe. I don't think I've written it on her stall yet. She is bred to machine made. She's a daughter of my stud VS Code Red, and she herself was an AQHA Reserve World Champion, 4-time NSBA World Champion, Congress Champion, all in the Western Pleasure. This is her 2nd baby that she's carried herself, but she has had 5 through recent mares and whatnot. Her oldest being my young stud Denver, who his name is First Things First, with a Z. So, Miss Kennedy, like I said, she's younger. She's only 9. She's only had 1 other baby, so she's not really that big either. You'll see why I'm saying that, because there's some mares that are absolutely gigantic. I'm not gonna lie. She is getting a little belly, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and measure. Now, Miss Kennedy is 86 inches on the dot. Again, depends on when they breathe. Only a little bit smaller than Erlene, which Erlene is a couple inches taller than her, so they're about equal in their size. We look good. Yes, Miss Ginger is next. So she's getting Ginger out. Ginger is our youngest broodmare, so she's a little on the smaller side. We actually just had her teeth checked because we noticed she was like losing a bunch of food out of her mouth when she was chewing. And as we suspected, she had some sharp points in the back of her jaw. We do our horse's teeth regularly, but she was on the list of mares that did not get done in April when we do our teeth normally because she had just been rebred. So we had her checked out, and if she was fine, we were gonna let her go until early in the spring and redo her, but we had her teeth floated today, and that should help her retain that food in because she had some sharp points. She was probably having some discomfort. So we're hoping that she gains a lot more weight over the next few months, but Ginger is due February 10th with her 2nd baby. She does have a little belly going. She's just a little bit thinner everywhere else, but she's only 3 years old, so that's probably why. She also, Okay, like every year Ginger does something. So she came in, you can see on here, it's a nicely healed wound at this point, but she had to have surgery on her hock where she had like a 3-inch, 2-inch puncture, and to keep it from getting infected, it had to be like cleaned out surgically. And so she was in the vet, she lost some weight there, the baby's fine, but I'm just kind of giving you reasons why she looks a little smaller than your other mares. We're really working on it though, and I'm hoping after having her teeth done that fixes it. And we are 81 1/4 inches, Miss Gingy. I would love for you to be in the high 80s by the time that baby got here. So she still looks good though. We're still excited that she's sound, happy. She's been going back out in the pasture for the last few weeks. So that is baby number 3. Now here's the thing. Remember how I said that we could have like 4 babies in January? So ending with Miss Ethel and Ginger, with the babies that we have had with them, they've had them early. Like, I don't really know with Erlene and Kennedy. This is my first time foaling both of those mares out. I have history with Ethel and Ginger. They've both had their babies like 2 weeks early. So if that's the case, because they're due the 10th and the 11th of February, they could beat Kennedy. I don't know. It'll be kind of a race, but, so number 4, Ethel. Ethel's one of the mares you're gonna understand what I mean by she's large. She is rotund. She does not have any trouble eating or gaining weight. We have to be really careful with her food because she can get really, really big. So Ethel is, I think, 12 this year. She is a recip mare, meaning she's carrying a baby for one of our brood mares. So she is carrying a baby for our mare Beyonce. We have 2 of these babies coming. So this baby is actually a full sibling to Ginger, who you just saw. So Beyonce and our stallion, VS Code Red. So Miss Ethel, she's 4th due and definitely on the larger side. I think she might be the largest of all the brood mares right now. I remember with her last baby, she had a break this year. I remember with her last baby, oh my God. She got, I think, over 100 inches. Oh, honey. Yeah, just as I suspected. I mean, 92 inches. And she's on the shorter side. Like all those other mares are bigger than her. She's only 15 hands. That's Miss Ethel, due February 11th. So honestly, I'm pretty confident with Erlene being our first. I shouldn't say that. Okay. We'll see. I think Erlene's gonna be our first to have her baby. But when it comes to Kennedy or Ethel or Ginger, she might try to, she was like undoing her halter before she got in there. I was like, Ethel will take off. So it could be up in the air. We don't know who's gonna have them. They could all have them on the same night. The next one is Annie. Annie's downstairs. Let's head down there. Annie is my only mare. This is only her 2nd baby, but she went a week over her due date. So she's my February 21st due date. With her track record, she could be a March baby. We don't know. So a little backstory on Annie. We bred and raised her. She is a daughter of Hot and Blazing. Her mom was a Congress champion Western pleasure mare. She is bred right now to a younger stallion named Cool Ladies Man. And like I said, her due date is February 21st. Now, she was being ridden pretty regularly up until the last month. So I feel like she's just now starting to get a belly. Don't you be a turd to me. And like I said, this is only her 2nd baby. She's 9 years old, still pretty young. So they can keep a pretty like tight belly up until they've had a couple. So I don't know. She's at like 87 1/4 and she's not due until late February. She could get pretty large. She could be pretty big. So Miss Annie is our 5th one due. Smart, good choice.
She's a horse girl.
Bad choice.
No, pull hard. Abigail has gotten absolutely so amazing with the horses, but like it's just repetition. It's just doing stuff like this where you are just, handling them super often. I was lied to for her to get the job. I was told she had lots of experience. Anyway, we'll go upstairs now.
Liar! I think we're all glad you lied.
I was gonna say, aren't you glad I lied though?
Nice Phoebe. So Phoebe is a recip mare, meaning she's carrying for another, but it's not a mare that I own. So this mare has sadly passed a little while ago. The mare Goody Goody Gumdrops passed away, and so this is my second embryo that I purchased from that mare. The first one was Molly, who was born this year. This one we used sexed semen of VS Code Red for, and so we are really excited for a colt. You know, it's like a 96% chance. It could still be a filly, who knows, but we use sex semen, so it's a really, really large chance of it being a colt. Miss Phoebe, I will say, she's large. She's not due till March 13th. March 13th, but look at his belly. Also, she's not quite as, like, halter broke as my other mares. And she doesn't love this part. Hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, just be stern. You can be stern. Hi, honey. We've done this a few times. She absolutely hated it the first few. She's getting to where she's a lot more tolerant. Oh, honey. I'd really like for you to just maintain where you've been at, honestly. And she is at 89 inches. Perfect. 89 inches for her. Like I said, she's not due till March, and I have no clue if she foals early, late, whatever. But this belly, which she's not a very big mare, but this belly's pretty large. I'm very excited about it. I feel like I'm always awkward at the end of it. I'm like, just don't have anything else to say. Alrighty, next is Gracie.
Gracie!
Oh, she's yawning. She's so tired. Gracie. Okay, so here's the funny thing about Gracie. So Gracie was not purchased to be a recip mare. Gracie was purchased to be like a trail horse, and we used her as a trail horse for a year or two. She is tiny. She's 14 hands. All of our mares are like, except for one, are like 15.2 and up. So she is the designated surrogate for Beyonce. So this is one of the other babies that is a full sibling to Ginger. So VS Code Red and our mare Beyonce. Beyonce is a smaller mare, and so that's why Gracie gets to have her babies. Gracie also spends a lot of her time in the dry lot because she's a little rotund and she's not due until late March. Ooh. And the fact that she's so small and her belly's this big. We're at 88 and 3/4. 88 and 3/4. She, with her last cup, this will be her third pregnancy. She did have 7 extremely early this year. So let's not do that again, Gracie. But she, with her first pregnancy, she got big. I need to go back and look at how big she actually got. But with you, she's looking back at me like I just absolutely hurt her feelings. But she's got like cutting breeding, and so she's just got this big chunky cow booty. We like it. But all right, now I think we're down 1. Okay, back downstairs. I freaking hate daylight savings time. It is like 5 o'clock. It feels like 8 o'clock at night. I hate it.
It really does.
Happy?
A separate light switch, or hers just not working?
It's not working, but she doesn't need it since she's pregnant.
Okay. I thought they did need them if they were pregnant.
They need it if they're not pregnant. Because when they're pregnant, they're not cycling already. They'll naturally come back into heat with the hormone release of having the baby. When they're not pregnant, the light keeps them cycling. So last but not least is Happy. She's another recip mare. She had her own baby this year, and it was a very nice baby. I'm not opposed to her having her own in the future, but I had already purchased this like extremely well accomplished mare's embryo named Marilyn Monroe, and I bred it to my stud VS Code Red. So that's why she was just synced up, and so she got used as a recip. So not saying she can't have her own in the future. This is just for right now. You might have to be a little stern. She's a little large for being April, what is it, April something?
15?
April 15th or something. I mean, she did have she had Howie pretty early, so she could kind of squeeze into March if she wanted. Okay, we're already at 87 3/4. We're already at 87 3/4. Happy. Gotta get this a little under control. Okay, we're not due till April. Just saying. She knows. She knows. We're getting a little thick in the neck too. I'm just saying. I don't really have anywhere to complain. Like I have no room to talk on that, but they can't understand me. Maybe they do. I don't know. But anyway, Happy. Walk her all the way in. I don't know if she's gonna back out. So Happy, again, is our last one. I think she could possibly squeeze into March if she has it on par with how she had Howie. I don't know why. A lot of our mares go in like the late 320s. Full term for a mare is 340 days. I prefer 330s. I really do. Happy and Maggie and Ginger, like literally everyone does it. The only one that doesn't is like Annie. Even Trudy had hers early. Anyway, so let me know which baby you are most excited to see in 2025, and stay tuned. Let me know if you want me to continue doing these bump dates on YouTube for longer form videos. But if you haven't watched the other ones, go on TikTok and Facebook and check those out as well. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.